Hi, Capricorn. Alright, welcome to this place if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. Alright, I guess. Well, Libra had something like that. Libra started with I can't or I don't. Something like that. You are, I guess. I heard I guess I need. I guess. What are you guessing about? Try to fill in that sentence. Because it's like an educated guess, right? Trying to get comfy. Oh, it's your opposite birthday. Right. Okay. Just a minute. I have to cover something so I know where to look on the camera. I don't need to constantly see my own reflection. It's actually like very distracting. Sometimes I need to focus on like what is in front of me. Period. Like periodly, simply. Oh, maybe some of you are very sensitive during your period, like you're starting someone's getting more in tune with their cycles of things, or like when, right? Because a period is the end of something. We're doing a lot of linguistic talkings here, right? Linguistic. Okay, so there's a seed in your second house. There's a seed in your second house. That's got layers to it also. It's the second place you ever lived, Capricorn. So that seed seems to move from your second to your third house. Now this is interesting, especially Capricorn rising. There's this really... Okay, look, you're such a powerful, responsible leader, right? And, but as most of, okay, how do I explain this? It depends what else is going on, to how competitive your spirit feels, because we're allowed to compete, right? Before you were reading, I was doing some studying on Shani, on Saturn, and other planetary things, but like particularly Shani came up because that's one of the more challenging, right? And it's good to know like what our challenges are, and basically understanding that like this is a part of life, right? For instance, your ruler, I know some people are already gone because they don't want to hear this, and it's just like, yeah, okay, well then you're never going to get through life, right? So, and I just saw someone handing somebody something on like a silver platter, and it's just like wiping their mouth for them. It's like, no. Okay, so Capricorn, let's not complicate things was a sentence that I heard. Let's not complicate things, and then it was let's keep it simple. Keep it simple. So let me try to take my own advice. We'll go more into Saturn and the third house placement and what I saw in that in Patreon, because this space is for tarot. I'd like to keep it like that as much as possible. That's why I created that other space, because I know that things go here and go there, right? How is your life? How are you doing this in your life? Right? It's the same field, but like this goes here and this goes there. Okay, so whatever a person's been learning about, this is where the competitive spirit comes in, and it says, yes, this is what it's like I'm allowed to win. And actually, transitorily, I guess we'll talk a little bit about it because that's the way it's coming out. I can't stop the messages. So your fighting spirit, you actually have things in the right, things are in the right places, Capricorn. It's almost as if someone's been doing like intuitive research without realizing it, or like intuitively learning. And again, figuring out where, because I wrote down knowing where things goes, where the things goes. And it could even be like you get this like you got a tattoo, someone got a tattoo, and it's like that all makes sense now, or like someone read this book 6 years ago, and it's like, or last year, and like now it's all lining up. It's like things like that, and I saw this backwards energy. This felt optimistic to me. Of course, everyone's going through their own thing. But I feel like this backwards energy was more, the way I picked up on it was more of an expression of going back to a place where you felt strong, where you didn't have to question yourself too much. You know what I mean? Whether you're lovable or attractive or allowed to win, or like are the badass that you are. I mean, I feel like you know that to an extent. There's a part of a person, right? Especially Capricorn rising is going to feel, you're going to seem like a soldier to other people, but the other parts is what makes it all up. So, but this is the thing is, it's like a person knows that they're good at what they do to an extent. Part of that is they love learning about it. But this spirit to like want to compete, because a part of this is what a person wants to complete or achieve in the physical external world. It's almost as if with your North Node down in your fourth house, you're going to be like, well, I'd rather be at home than at work, right? It's like a person doesn't have the fighting spirit. It's kind of like they're changing their tune. Or maybe it's just a shift of focus. I don't know. But that's not a bad thing, because again, it's actually how things are supposed to be. It may be when a person goes internally, they're like, all right, I'm going to lean into this a little bit more, even though this is like, what is this part of me that makes me question myself when so many other people look at me and see me as, I heard, a powerhouse, or like as, people look to you for leadership. But really only you know you're suffering within. Right? Like the depths of that, I guess. So there's also the crow is one of your animals, they say. I feel like that could be prominent, but I feel like it could also be any kind of animal spirit that is has some kind of ability to shift, right? Like a crow can mimic other birds if it needs to or wants to. It generally doesn't, but it can. Like the other day I heard a crow making the bleat kind of horn sound that a fawn does. Hey, Chippy. And it was so much like that I went to go explore, because I was like, man, is this fawn okay? But it was actually a crow, and it was interesting because once I saw that, I was just like, oh, it's a crow. I didn't know that that crow could do that. So maybe that's a part of what's happening, is either someone else is looking at you and is being like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you're doing that. I didn't know you're able to do that. I didn't even know who you were until now, or something like this. Or it could also very much be a part of you that you're finally acknowledging that, because I feel like if it is just a part of inside of you, you already felt that. And maybe some of you, it's like back to like teenager time, you were really confident, or Again, you're kind of like, again, younger. It's also someone who has a beautiful penmanship, and they're also really good at poetry. That could be something that somebody's wanting also. Because you have the Lovers, the King of Wands, the Knight of Cups. It's really sweet energy. This person, if you're not in a relationship, this person is right here, like waiting. Whenever you're done with your, I heard topsy-turvy. If you are involved right now, this person is very much in love with you. They're very patient with you. They're not going anywhere if you happen to, like, again, be tilty or moody or sad or changing, right? I do see, there's mostly feminine here. I do see a person's moon cycle being very strong this month, though. Like, it's almost like, whoa, I don't have any energy, or like, I feel, this card is showing me, like, I feel dizzy. I love that the crows are showing me, like, a different song. Different sounds. You know, usually crows just show one side of itself. And that side is pretty intimidating, right? When a crow is cawing, people take note of that. They're kind of intimidated, sort of. It's like commands respect, right? But there's always like this bit of, it's like fear underlying it, or it doesn't know if it's like ominous or not. So it's changing that or softening something. I like that. Maybe I heard maybe just something is allowing a person to like open up. All right. Let's see here. I guess those two go together. What's that song? Hold on to your love. Is that a song? Yeah, let's do it that way. Why not? Capricorn, there's like somebody you dated when you were a teenager, or like early 20s, like that kind of, that chunk of time. Hold on. Vicky? I'll be down in like 10 minutes. I thought I heard somebody. Okay, let's see here. But I don't want the okay, there's somebody that, this is romantically. I want you to think about this, because you could be involved right now. Everything could be golden. You get some good positive cards here. But I think there's still something. There's somebody that you really, 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 really loved, that you would have done anything for. You were like in love with them. And I feel like, I don't know if they passed or if you just, I don't know if they were mean. I don't know how it played out. I guess we're not supposed to talk about that too much, but like, somebody was really, really like, yeah, you. And then it was in the end, it was just like, wait, none of this is true. Like, it was like completely deflated. And that really hurt. And I feel like a person did that a couple times. This could have been the same person, like repeating situations, or like multiple people. I don't know, but it was like where it was big and then deflated. It doesn't feel like a K2 kind of thing where it just like sucks it out and down and drains and there's like nothing left. It's just kind of like, I heard, wait, I thought you loved me. That's it? Oh my God, this could be the fantasy. Fantasy energy. What did you think love was when you were really little? Like, when did you start perceiving romantic energy? Like, I guess, what is that? What was that to you? When did that start to come into focus? I want you to think about that judgment. Yes, think about that. Okay, interesting. Someone could also say that they're sorry in this time, potentially. 9 of Swords, that just showed up. Well, there's the 7 of Pentacles again. 10 of Cups again. So maybe we should move on from this story, but the thing is it's right in the middle, 9 of Swords again. So whatever it is a person loves, I guess sometimes it's big and sometimes it's really deflated. Or it feels like that. I mean, shit, Capricorn to me loves their money, loves their work, loves their what they're creating, right? It can be very disappointing when you're like, wait, Mike, like my... I'm not doing what I heard supposed to be doing, even though you're already doing what you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's like the way a person is perceived, but the thing is it shouldn't matter. Like, well, let me back up. Try not to take because something is inflated. But then I see it deflating. So maybe we're talking about, well, we could be talking about a lot of things. That's what I see, is I see like overinflation. And then that's kind of defeating though. And so maybe because of that, a person's like, well, all right, I got options here. What can I do to make this easier? What can I do to not have to, I heard, fall victim to this situation or this scenario? Like, how can I help myself not fall? I don't want to fall into this. I want to plant a seed of success. Okay. Interesting, Capricorn. What do we have for time? 19, we good. Okay. Yeah, somebody made you feel like crap a long time ago. I think you need to shake that out. It's fading. It's fading. It's fading. It's fading. Okay, whatever. Something is fading. But I think it's more of the pain of it versus the... Because I feel like when I say it's fading, some of you are going to take this as a negative of the thing you're worried about not having. I don't feel like that's relative. I heard this is just, but that's part of the mess. I keep seeing like a pot. The pot. Oh, something just needs repotting. Okay. And I saw someone too big for their britches, but it was more like literally like their pants don't fit. My priestess, take it as you will. Okay, let's move along here. What do you have going on over here? Give me a second. This is a little back and forth. It's like we're going this way, right? But it doesn't quite feel like that's right. Something doesn't quite feel like it's right. Well, is it? I guess you want to sit with it before you do. When it doesn't feel quite right, try to sit with that. There's also some kind of black animal spirit that's also coming to you. I don't know if this comes through your dreams. Some kind of it could be a human. That's kind of like a shadowy figure too. I don't see this as a negative. It could just, right? There's light and shadow. Those are hand in hand. That's how you balance the yin yang, right? But anyway, in meditation, maybe something comes to you, or if you just sit with something for a minute, a person may realize, like, whoa, I didn't even realize that I didn't even realize that was heavy on you. So maybe it's also a conversation with someone who also just feels strong all the time. You know, maybe the thing is someone's like, when someone looks at a person, they'll be like, wow, this person is amazing at their job. They're so good at it. There's so many things in their life that are in order. And when people look at that, they're like, wow, they're so powerful. So it's almost hard to, in a sense, be like, wow, yeah, I am actually struggling with that, even though it doesn't look like it on the outside. Do you know what I mean? And so somebody may not know that there's like an insecurity, but that's kind of Capricorn rising specifically, right? It's like, I'm never going to put my guard down. Because you're a general. You're like you're the general. And you have so much to be responsible for. But right now in Cancer season, the Sun, Venus, Mercury all over there is asking you to be like, so you're gonna feel like, well, someone's gonna feel like I need to be as strong as other people. But the strength of other people is emotionally, not like endurance or, again, like in ways that we would seem as succeed. That Saturn would see as succeed. Interesting. So, yeah, someone who's passed on wants to tell you something or comes through very easily. It's kind of a black and white message too. It's not like convoluted or like confusing. And maybe that's what there were these two quotations. Again, it was just like, let's not complicate things. And let's is let us, right? Let us not complicate things. So maybe there's something that comes through like that too. Because again, then a person realizes what they want to hang on to. Because this is all about letting go here. And this is like, I'm going to hang on to this. I'm going to let go of that. But this is letting go emotionally. This is hanging on physically. And I guess there's a lot more stability in the physical world when the emotional world has this essence of fluidity. Like, I'm going to let go. Again, I'm going to let go of that. Or I'm at least going to see, okay, what happens when I just surrender? Like, instead of, say, every time someone's just like, how you doing? And you're like, or how's work, or how's this, or how's that. And this is someone, again, that you trust. This is not, Capricorn rising does not trust easily. And they shouldn't, because you have enemies that are even your family sometimes, or your known enemies. Like, you have some, it's hard to tell in some ways. Anyway, the point is that whoever you really trust here, because you need that in your life, is when someone's just like, how you doing? And be like, man, today was, I don't know, I'm just seeing someone not even really saying that much about it. It's more of like, being able to relax. Hey, Blue Jay. Oh, my eyes are, you know when you want to cry and your eyes get really hot? Like, you didn't even realize that was going to come out. It's like, that's kind of what happens when you just relax. And I guess you can do this by yourself, but it can be done by yourself. But I also feel like part of the lesson, especially in this Cancerian time, is to be able to do that with others, with someone else. Most likely, the part we said about Capricorn rising not really trusting is because you're a general, so it would be a very intimate partnership, and that's needed. It's healthy. You need to be able to trust people, right, Capricorn? With your honesty. Okay. So once a person figures out what's heavy, again, this could have something to do with the railroad. Or like, you ever live by a railroad or in the desert? I also see horses around too. Anyway, a person's just like, alright, I don't, again, I'm going to let go of this. I'm going to hang on to that. Alright, that's important to me. Check, check, check. Decisions made. It's like, then it's so easy. Because I think someone's really was sitting for something. I don't know if this is since like March. Maybe since your birthday. Someone's was kind of stuck on something. They're like, I really don't know which way to go. And I heard I'm not in a hurry. But it's like someone was like, I know I can't push this. I keep seeing these beautiful blue birds. See ya. Hi. Yeah, all of a sudden it's much easier. I do think someone is healed through something emotionally, especially in ways of family. Or again, what's important to them emotionally. Because once someone lets go here, it's almost like they get burned off. That's also necessary, I guess, to release emotionally so that someone can build up their fire. Because if there's too much water, you can't make that passion of the Six of Wands, of the King of Wands, of the Lovers even. Right? You need that, needs fire and air, and you need earth to do it. If it's all watery, you can't build that. We can't build anything on water. right? Purely, just the emotion can't be the foundation of it, because then it's always wobbly. It's always going to sink. And I think that's what a person came to realize, is they sorted that out, and maybe that's where they fucked up before when they were younger or whatever. Some way or another was just like, again, oh, I'm going to put all my feelings into this Knight of Cups, and then all of it's inflated and then it's deflated. It's like a person setting them. You'd set yourself up for failure if you base it off of, if you're making the decision emotionally. But it doesn't mean a person's supposed to be afraid emotionally of the situation either. But I think that's what happened, is a person finally became, I don't know, I guess they became a little bit more rigid in a way, but it was like practical because, and again, we'll talk more about this, because the way Saturn is, here, I'll do this, the way Saturn is transitorily, especially Capricorn rising, but or anyone with strong Capricorn sun, moon rising, it's this undercurrent of Saturn in the third house, which is exactly where Saturn wants to be. Because Saturn is a difficult, nasty planet, and the third house is a difficult house. It's about learning. It's about competition. And, you don't want, for instance, Venus in the third house because she's too soft. It's soft energy. You don't want to put a soft thing in a hard place. Right? You want a hard thing in a hard place. That's actually good. Because those things, that's what's needed. This is a difficult thing. Okay, I need something strong to be in there to handle that, right? This is a soft place. All right, I need something soft in there to make this work. This, as Victor Cara says, like this recipe, work and be delicious. All right, we're gonna leave that like that. I actually need some breakfast. It's my day off, technically. Right, Capricorn. Alright, happy 4th, happy Cancer season, whenever you arrive. Oh, you have full moon the end of this month too, right? Good. Alright, I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for being here. Yeah, if you're over on Patreon, Timeless Traveler, Wild Walker, you'll see this. All the water and air is already up. And there's actually some new folks over there, so thanks for expanding yourself and showing up. Alright, peace out.